This is the cylinder head from a Royal Enfield 535 Continental GT that I've been working on to tune. I'm just going to try and discuss and explain a few things that have been going on here. It's already been done. I've ported it, so unfortunately there's no sort of before looks at this on this clip, but hopefully I can explain what's been going on. Now, I'm converting it to carburettor as well, so and in the kit with the carburettor it tells you to use this rubber manifold, which was part of the injector system originally, so things have been shuffled around a bit here. We're not using them anymore, but try and take a look down the port there and you'll see, hopefully, I'll get my torch on here to light things up a bit. Hopefully we can see in there and see that the inlet port is matched in size to the rubber manifold. Now, in order for that to happen, I had to open up the entrance of the port. I also opened it up further in as well, but I had to open up the entrance of the port by about 4mm in diameter to get it to blend in with the manifold diameter. So I got that done now. This manifold diameter, we'll measure it here and see what exactly it is. Right, we're looking at, you can see that there, that's actually 40mm at the entrance. Obviously it steps down in diameter a little, again to sort of blend in with what you fit into there, be it the injector or the carburettor. But the carburettor that comes with the kit, I think in the case of this one, is a McCune 34mm carburettor. The injector, the old injector which we're not using anymore, that's certainly 34mm across the choke. I've measured it already, but let's just have a look. Try again, sorry. Yeah, we're 34, possibly even 35mm there actually. Anyway, long story short is, when that hole in the cylinder head for the inlet was the size it was originally, it was a few millimeters smaller than the diameter of the factory fitted injector even. So even if you're not tuning one of these or adding aftermarket parts or anything, I would think that just by opening up the entrance of the inlet port you'd probably make a fair gain in otherwise standard trim, because the breathing must have been impeded dramatically by that lot in there being about 4mm too small in diameter and it being a sharp step at the entrance of the port as well. So that's sorted out anyway. I fitted the Hitchcock valves to this head as well. And if we turn it over, I've also opened out the exhaust port by probably not far off 4mm at the exit there, and cleaned it up inside as well. Again, I'll put the torch on, we'll have a little look in there. Bear in mind it's upside down, of course. There we are. So that's the exhaust port all cleaned up. But interestingly, what I've done around here is worth taking a look at, because around the inlet valve, this area here was very, very close to the edge of the inlet valve, to the point where it must have rendered that section from there to there almost useless, I would say. So what I've done is I've removed material from this area of the cylinder head squish band to give a little more room around this area of the inlet valve and hopefully promote better breathing. And on top of that, both the exhaust valve and the inlet valve seats, just outboard of them around here, you can still see the circles. These were actually sort of almost slightly raised lips, so I've cut them away because there was like a sort of step all around each of the valves there that was causing, so I've got rid of them. So that should promote better breathing as well. So it's all fairly sort of straightforward, simple stuff, but I'm just about ready to put the cylinder head on now, and I'll be fitting the carburettor. I've shortened the cylinder barrel by 1mm, and I'm going to also be fitting the Hitchcock cams, but I'll be retarding the inlet by a tooth, although I'm in the queue of people who are waiting for those cams at the moment, so I don't know when that will happen, but I'm aiming to put the engine together, get it mechanically complete apart from the cams job, and I may or may not run it, or I might put it to one side and wait for the cams, but I'm certainly hoping that the cylinder head is going to make dramatic differences and improvements. I've tuned two 535 GTs before, but I've never done any work on the cylinder heads themselves other than change the valves, so this is going to be an interesting one. I was asked to do some porting work, and normally these cylinder heads, as they come from the factory, are good enough with other modifications to perhaps give you a 100-mile-an-hour bike. That's no slouch, but I'm hoping that with this work that I've done to the cylinder head, I've tuned two machines before, and hopefully this, the third, will be by far the fastest and the most powerful. So hopefully it might take a few months even before I get it finished with the camshafts in, but we'll watch this space, and hopefully at some point in the near future check it out and notice a vast improvement, I hope. Time will tell.